All right, Sammy, we got another great guest. We got Coach Donnie Jones from the Hatters of Stetson University. Coach,
I love
welcome.
it. Yeah, welcome, Coach.
Hey, it's great to be with you guys. Thanks for having me.
So,
Yeah.
Coach, you've got
They always say that in the beginning, but
I know, right? You got a pretty good team this year, and I wanted to just get your initial thoughts on how you think the season's going. If you guys are where you expect them to be. 10-6, 2-0 in conference right now. You guys are putting up some points on the offensive side. So I just wanted to get a couple quick thoughts on how you think you guys are doing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, we obviously great start into conference play. First two games we had here at home started out 2-0, which is always great. You want to make sure you take care of the home court. Every conference win matters. They're all hard, as you know. Once you get into league play, those are always your toughest games. But our non-conference schedule is always challenging. We played a lot of games on the road. 10 of the 14 we played on the road. So, we're always going to have to play some guaranteed games to help support our university. So we played some really tough games there, and I thought pretty competitive. Other than the first couple, we started out at UNLV in Houston. And that was our first couple big games of the season. Trying to figure out who we are. Still got some guys back, obviously our backcourt, but added some new pieces and. Now starting to get back a key player for us in Josh Smith, who's back now from a knee injury from last season, is starting to get minutes.
Yeah. So what I love about your team and how I kind of started following you guys. First of all, I guess I want to ask: have you ever Did you wear Stetson cologne growing up in West Virginia?
You know what? I did. How about that? So I did. So
We all did.
yeah, I did. And if I told you I didn't, we all be lying, right?
But
So
no,
yes.
but what I love about what you guys have done, and I mean, being a former coach and I guess still coaching basketball to kids and stuff, not obviously at your level, but improvement. So you guys lost to Charlotte by 23, and then you recently just beat them and had a great game against a really good team. So you're obviously seeing the fruits of the labor as you've kind of as you progress through the season.
Yeah, absolutely. We had another kid. When you put your schedule together, you think this is going to be your team, but it don't really start until the fall starts. And we lost a kid 1 week before school started that starts at Oregon. That was 6'10", 250. So we had another big body. So we put a schedule together we thought would be very physical and challenging. I thought could help our team because we were a little older, experienced, good size. Thought this would really help us. And I still do. So I told our team from the start, if we just don't get discouraged from the challenge of the schedule, win or lose, to help us grow, I think we're really a high character team. I think these guys love to play. It's my 5th year, so we've been able to kind of finally get our group we feel fits what we do and how we want to play. And just don't get discouraged through the challenges and let's learn. All right, either win or learn. As I tell our guys, you only lose if you continue to let the things that's happened before beat you again. And I think that this group has really embraced that, and we're a very selfless bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can tell the guys have a lot of respect for what you're building over at Stetson, and I love watching second half college basketball because it really kind of tells what's happening in the locker room and are the guys listening to the coaching and stuff. I mean, 4 of the last 5 games, you guys are winning second halves, right? You were only up by 3 against Jacksonville. You guys were plus 13 second half. North Florida, you're down by 1 at the half. You're plus 2 in the second half. Charlotte, you're down by 5 in the first half. You're plus 9 in the second half. FIU, you're tied at half. Then you come out the second half, you're plus 12. Right? What's happening in the locker room at halftime that's really getting these guys going in the second half?
Yeah, well, I think it's a credit to them, most importantly, because they are embracing coaching. There's always changes. Always go into a game as a coach with 3 plans. The first plan, obviously, is what you think's going to work. The second one's after you get hit, all right, and you're trying to figure out how to respond. And then the third one is late game, what's going to happen when they go with their plan change. So we're a team that works on change. We're just not a come out guard you man to man. We're going to do what it takes to win. We play a lot of different ways. And I think, our guys have embraced that. We got good guard play. We got guys who can make shots. I'm learning our team now what they're good at. You try to put your guys in position to be effective. And we're figuring out combinations. We can play big, we can play small, we can put four guards on the floor, we can all pass, catch, handle. So I think that's gives us a lot of versatility, which has been, I think, a lot of credit to why we've been able to hang on and be able to find ways to win in those second half games.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
can you talk a little bit about what, like you're saying, you're learning your team, right? Like
Mhm.
and you've seen so many changes and men's college basketball over the past couple decades, right? Like, what does assembling a team mean these days? I mean, it looks like you're doing well recruiting high school. It looks like you're
Sure,
recruiting well internationally, which is where the game's going a
sure,
lot. And then you're also doing really well in the transfer portal, right? So it's like,
absolutely.
how do you put all those different components into like the recruiting process and then what your team looks like throughout the season?
Yeah, you know what? And I'm sure a lot of coaches, every coach can give you a different answer. I still think you got to try to stay true to who you are and where you're at. We're a liberal arts school. Academics are huge. So we're going to have to recruit a kid here that we feel can be successful academically. All right. Not that other schools are not, because they are. But I'm saying we have to know our model. And I think, transfer wise, we can only take certain kids because it takes so many hours in our school to be eligible. So we have to figure out what fits here, what fits our system, style of play. And then, internationally, we're in a great community here in Florida where there's so many schools around us, so many prep schools, it's an international market. And I think that's important to be able to pick from that. That fits how I like to play as well as it does in the NBA. And I think on the other hand, we took one transfer this year. The year before we took four. So I think it's just if I lose a senior or lose two seniors, I like to take a transfer. But I'd rather have a freshman. We have three kids on this team that will start for us here eventually that were never had a scholarship offer. All right. So our point guard, Stephon Swinson, no scholarship offer.
Well,
The big fella, Albin, 6'11", no scholarship offer. Josh Smith, no scholarship offer. So understand, I think that's important. We've developed those kids, I think, in the system to how we play. So I think you got to have a combination of it all. I think that's where chemistry comes in.
mhm.
And that's what gives the little schools a chance sometimes against the big schools who may have 10 transfers. They're still trying to figure out. They all come for expectations. They all come for NIL. They all come for themselves, most of them. So, how do you get that chemistry? 11 years I was with Billy Donovan in Florida. We played for 3 national championships. We never had one transfer. Okay. Not
Yeah.
one. All right. After I left 5 years later, he had 7. We had his worst year they ever coached there. So it's just what fits you. And so I think everybody has to figure out it is a new world. And this year, hey, everybody can leave now if they open it up where you can be a second time transfer. You could lose your whole team. So you just focus on where your feet are now. You try to coach your team, enjoy the moment, and just be ready for adapt and change because that's what you got to do in today's landscape.
Yeah. Can you ever imagine in your run at Florida with Coach Donovan what your teams could have been like with NIL or the transfer portal?
Yeah, we were just fighting guys leaving early and going to the NBA. We won it in 2006, and everybody, Joe Kim Noah was the preseason #1 pick after that. And he came back because there's a guy named Greg Oden that was going to be a freshman that had to come to school for 1 year. He knew he wouldn't be #1 if he stayed, but he did come back. Those kids, it was a different time. They passed up a lot of money for that year to come back and play for nothing other than the pride and the opportunity, which meant a lot to those guys and still does, obviously, today, because they were able to go back to back. But I think, yeah, you know what? I think a guy like Billy Donovan, if he came back to college basketball, would probably be very effective because he's been in the NBA and he's dealt with that world.
Mm-hmm.
So a pro coach could have huge value in college now, as long as he's understanding the best of both worlds. You can't just be a pro coach and not understand college, and you can't just be a college coach and not really probably understand the pro mindset now of how to deal with the landscape of the now. How do you handle that with kids?
Yeah. What was it like dealing with Yannick Noah?
Yeah, you know what? He was uh, he was he was a
You
great
always saw him in the
personality.
crowds like going crazy and
Yeah,
stuff, you know?
yeah, great personality. Obviously just as good of singer as he was, or a musician as he is a tennis player. So a lot of people don't realize, he's a reggae star over there. But what a great person, kind, positive. Everything you see, you can see where Joe has that energy and that composure. But great people, great. He'd come there, run 5 miles a day in the middle of the heat in Florida, and get him a workout in. It's a phenomenal shape, great energy, just a fun person to be around.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember when Joe was playing for the Bulls, and Luke and I were actually in Chicago at the time, and I'd see Joe out every once in a while, and like he just had this, like, for a big guy, just this glow about him, like this like attractiveness. But I mean, it says a lot about the coaching staff that you were a part of, and the recruiting that you led. Um, there that the guys wanted to come back. I remember the headlines that year where it's like, hey, these guys are coming back because they've got something to fight for, right? They've got something to
Yeah,
defend, and I like that kind of loyalty seems very rare in today's college basketball for the programs that are top 5, top 10. It's like when they get that national championship ring, they're kind of like, what else do we do here? So like, let's enter the draft
sure.
and go for that. So
Yeah.
um, yeah. Where is your national championship ring sitting these days? Do you ever bring it to the locker room for motivation or anything like that? Or
Yeah, you know what? I've showed that before, early years in
yeah,
recruiting. I thought just, which we was trying to build just to show that, hey, we've been there,
yeah,
right? Know what that looks like. I've
mhm,
had 23 guys be pros that I've recruited and coached, 10 first round draft picks, not
mhm,
all because of me. All right. But just been a part of that. No, and they were all different how they did it. Just know what that looks like. And
mhm,
so that can happen at any level, not just Florida. We had them at Marshall, I had Hassan Whiteside, I had Taco Fall. I've had guy coached the Jordan sons, Michael Jordan's sons at UCF. So
mhm,
I've just been around and been blessed to be around some great people and winners. And I think
mhm,
that's part of what you're trying to develop at any level, even this level, with these kids here at Stetson.
mhm. Can you talk a little bit about
Yeah. So
Jalen
you
Blackman and what he's accomplishing this year?
Yeah, Jalen's a really neat kid. Obviously comes from a basketball family. The best I've coached a lot of pro dads, just like Joe Kim Noah, Al Horford. A lot of
Mhm,
professional Michael Jordan's kids. Torian Green, his dad played in the NBA. A lot of pro kids, sons. I love coaching those kids just because they're the most easiest kids to coach. They understand work. They understand team. They understand how to train like a pro, how to prepare.
yeah,
The thing about Jalen is, Jalen's not caught up into the level. I think it's important. He come out a 4-star kid out of Indiana, and was looking for the fit. And I think, when he decided to transfer, I think he was looking for a place where the style of play fit him. A coach, I think, was going to invest in him and believe in him. And that's kind of just what we've done. He got off to a slow start his first year, like a lot of kids do
mhm,
last year. And he just kept taking coaching. He just kept working. He just kept training more and watching film. And, he's a great example of a kid that's just, self made, works hard. And obviously, the system gives him a lot of freedom, but he's earned it.
yeah.
And with the way he plays.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been really exciting to watch and to say the least. So, Coach, I want to go back to Florida quickly, and then we're going to go to the shot clock. We're going to put you on the spot and
Okay.
see if you can beat Coach Josh Schertz's time at Indiana State because he's been the fastest. The
Okay.
slowest has been John Kaufman. Anybody can beat John Kaufman at Purdue Fort Wayne. So, give me your starting 5 of the Gators in the 11 years you coached there. Give me your starting
Woo.
5. Who's the point guard, shooting guard? Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
pick
how about
5
that?
guys. You're going to piss some people off, but Christmas is in
It
December, so you don't
is.
have to worry about Christmas gifts right now, pissing
There,
anybody
there's
off.
no question. No question. Well,
Give me
number one,
5.
Yeah, Jason Williams, white chocolate at the point guard. That's a pretty good start right there. So had
White
him at the
chocolate.
point. White chocolate, yeah.
Wow.
Probably the two guard. During our time right there, it's still probably still got to go with him. It's obviously Lee Humphrey. I mean, the guy shot the
Ooh.
ball like unbelievable. We don't win two
Mhm.
national championships without him as a shooter. Mike Miller at the small forward spot, obviously, really talented. And then, after you go there, you got Noah and Horford. It's hard to deny them. David Lee's probably right there in that mix. Obviously an NBA All Star too, and a great player. Um, those guys, and you had Matt Bonner. I know I just gave you seven, but I'd say the top five is probably the guys I mentioned. I'd have to put Lee Humphrey at the two, Jason Williams, Mike Miller, and I'm still not mentioning Udonis Haslam. So
Mhm.
that's a tough one as well. But what Horford and Noah were able to do in those 2 years is pretty remarkable at Florida.
Yeah.
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 And Corey Brewer,
Yeah.
I forgot
All
about
right.
it.
So here we go. First,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You can
okay.
go on
You
and
just
on about
pissed
the
off the
guys
other
that
80 kids you coach,
Coach
but whatever.
Jones is like. Yeah, it's crazy the list of guys you coached, and some of my favorite players for
Yeah, I
sure.
appreciate it.
So,
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Hassan Whiteside at Marshall.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's had a great NBA career.
He
Mhm.
has.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
has.
Yeah. All right, coach. One word to describe Stetson. You're on the clock.
Yeah, Stetson, I think a beautiful place. Great academics.
It's
It's
like
just, I
12
would say
words, coach.
beauty.
Just one. Give me one. You
Beauty.
give me 12 words.
Beauty.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Beautiful.
One word.
One word. One word. Beautiful.
Okay, good answer. Did you ever wear, well, I already asked this. Did you ever own a Stetson cowboy hat?
I did not.
I mean, there was a chance. You're from West Virginia, no offense. I mean,
True.
they do wear cowboy hats in West Virginia.
True.
Craziest
Absolutely.
thing you ever did. Craziest thing you craziest thing you ever did to get a recruit. This can be more than one answer, one word.
Whew. Gosh. Did a lot of crazy things. Yeah. Wow. I don't know where to begin. I think probably, to flying a lot of places, probably. Kid Ron Appleby, I recruited in Seattle, Washington. I flew all the way up there to watch him work out at 5:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning. And obviously spent the whole day with him and got up, and did it again the following day. So, I'd say that was one thing. Not that it was just earlier, but Mike Miller. We used to follow him around for 30 days. Every airport, every hotel. Followed him everywhere he went. Almost like an FBI informant. To to let him know how much we liked him. It worked out, so he ended up coming. But just a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of answers. Not sure that was
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay.
I've
Have you ever
got
had
some
any really
stories. Yeah.
bad food?
Yeah, well, yeah, I've almost forgot most of it, so I almost having amnesia, this is a good thing.
Yeah. Don't ever go eat chili with coach shirts. Toughest arena. I know it's true though. Toughest arena or crowd to coach in?
um, probably Rupp Arena. I'd say that was probably the loudest and most difficult one during our time.
Yeah. Yeah. One word to describe Billy Donovan.
Intense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good one.
there's a lot of words, but that's probably
Two
one
more.
right
Two more
off.
questions. Two more questions. Which? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Which player that you coached was the most underrated?
Good question. Probably Udonis Haslam.
Ooh.
That's good. That's good. The Miami Heat would probably agree with you on that one. Shows
Yeah.
the guy he is with the tenure he's had there. had there.
Yeah, he had a great college career. People
Yeah.
forgets the national championship game in 2000. Next to
Mhm.
Bill Walton, he had the best single individual performance. And
Mhm.
his sophomore year, and was never an All-American, and all he did was produce. And he never was invited to camp and anywhere until after he had a year overseas.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw a photo of him recently, and I'm like, that guy can play in the NBA till he's like 70.
Yeah, no question. Yeah,
He's in great
total
shape.
winner.
All right, last question. The song that best describes you.
Wow. Ooh, you got me there.
It's never been asked that before.
I have never been asked that one. Yeah, probably Smooth Operator.
That's a good answer. That's a
You like
great.
that one?
I love it.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Well, Sade.
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah,
Coach, I think you did
smooth,
pretty good on the
calm, and
shot
cool.
clock there. That's a good finish for the shot clock.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. We're gonna have to play some Smooth Operator in the background on this one, LT.
I like that. I'll be
Oh
harassed
my
for the
God,
next
that
10
was
years of my
awesome.
life.
Tim,
So here's the thing, Coach. We're gonna ask Jalen the same question when he gets on. We're gonna say what's one song that best describes Coach, and we'll see how close your guys' answers are.
Yeah, that's probably way too far in advance for him. He had no idea about that song.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So you guys are 2-0 in conference, and so I wanted to get a quick little preview on where you guys what you personally
just wait,
think
Sam.
about-
Just wait. Time out. You just wait. This has got to come out, Coach. You're my guy, Coach.
Yeah.
So we did a little preview of each conference predictions.
Okay.
I picked the Hatters. Stetson, baby. Ask
Wow.
Sammy D who he picked.
Did I pick Kennesaw State?
You picked Kennesaw State.
I know. Two good teams, two good programs.
Absolutely.
We're going to learn a lot in 2 days here.
Absolutely. We are.
It's it was one of the harder ones. We had to pick, or I had to pick. I think Luke was very strong going with the Hatters there. So yeah, I'll take blame for that. That's all good, LT. Thanks for throwing me under the bus. But yeah, I mean, I want to get your preview on conference. Where you guys kind of see yourself falling in conference play. Yeah, I mean, in 2 days, you guys got Kennesaw State. So where you guys, how you guys are preparing for that, and what the mindset is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we get on the road. It's always hard on the road. And obviously, Kennesaw State won the A-Sun, had a terrific year. Their coach did an amazing job, head coach now at South Florida. But obviously, a new coaching staff, one I got a lot of respect for. They've came in and obviously he was at Alabama last year, so they're playing a completely different style, which is up-tempo, and they're playing at a very high level, have good transfers, good returning players. So the mindset from that team is going to be a big challenge. I would say Kennesaw, without question, one of the best teams in this conference. EKU returns the most. Obviously, with the guys, they return almost 5 starters. A lot of experience, a lot of older players. Put Lipscomb in there as well. Lenny's A-Cup's one of the best coaches in America at any level. He's a terrific coach. He's got his kids in there. They just went in and beat Florida State, lost to Arkansas by 3. Florida Gulf Coast, very talented. I know they got off to a slow start, but obviously a good coach in Pat Chambers, so you could really coach. He's got good players. He's got transfers from everywhere in America. So they're just trying to get their chemistry. You saw they beat, FAU, what they can do. So just who can consistently do it. I think there's some really good teams in our league, night in and night out. It'll come down obviously to that weekend, who can be good for 3 games. And I think there's a lot of parity. I thought last year was the best the A-Sun's been in many, many years, from top to bottom. We lost Liberty and Jacksonville State out this league this year. We won 12 games last year in a very hard league, the best year we've had in 35 years with this team. So, hopefully our experience last year, the guys coming back, I know they're hungry. I know they're excited, but we respect every night. You know, we call it a 2-game season, you know, every week. And just your goal is to go 2-0 every week. And that's really our goal here, to start out being 1-0 and playing at Kennesaw.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Coach. We really
You guys are
appreciate all
awesome.
your time. And like I said, I picked you, baby. So
Yeah.
don't let me down, because I don't want to hear it from that clown.
I appreciate it. I hope we're having this conversation at the end of the year. All right,
Yeah, no,
same
so do
one.
I. Yeah, Coach Jones, you've made a name for yourself over the past couple decades in college basketball. Luke and I are big fans of yours, and some of the
Appreciate
players
that.
that you've developed. And yeah, good luck the rest of the season at Stetson.
No, you guys are great. No, thanks for having me. It's an honor. I
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah. Just hold on 1 second, Coach. I just gotta make sure you're up a little.